Let me put it on mute. Good evening, good evening. This is Lady Estelle and the Street Soldier Crew, and we are back for another Sunday evening with you. Your host this evening is thrilled to see that we are still here. We are still alive and free. Your host, Dr. Joseph E. Marshall Jr.
That's the goal. That's the goal, everybody. Alive and free. Welcome, welcome, welcome. One more time. Alive and Free Street Soldiers Radio. Thank you, thank you, thank you for being here. Thank you for staying alive and free. Thank you for listening. Thank you for watching. And more importantly, thank you for doing the things that we suggest on this show. Because if you do, you have a good chance of staying alive and free. Hello, Ann. Hello, Michael. Hello, Lady E.
Hey.
Hello, everybody out there. We have a special guest tonight. She is on a timetable. So I will tell you, and I'm so happy that she is here. We're going to forego all of our normal banter that we do because we're going to get straight to her. You are invited to call in and talk to our guest, the mayor of the city of Oakland, California, the one and only, I can say the one and only, Mayor Barbara Lee. Mayor Lee, thank you so much for joining us tonight. You're getting all kind of salutes and hearts and everything else.
Oh my goodness. Listen, do I need to be on video? Can I go on audio?
Oh no, stay on video. You look wonderful.
Oh shoot.
You look good. You look good. You look good. No, in video, beautiful, please. You're beautiful. Okay. Okay. It's wonderful to see you. I haven't seen you in a while, but just thanks for taking the time out tonight to be with us.
Yeah, I'm glad to be with you.
Yeah,
are you in San Francisco these days or Oakland? Where are you?
I'm everywhere, lady. I'm everywhere. I'm wherever my voice and my body takes me. But
okay,
headquarters here, but live and free around the world is what we call it. Live and free around the world. I was reading your find out the things I find out about you. I got to say this because I'm not going to read this long Wikipedia, Barbara Lee thing. But one thing I found about you is that I didn't know you were a member of the Greek family. You are SG Rho. I didn't know that.
That's right.
Correct? All right, Sigma Gamma Rho. You got a Q here. You got a Delta over there. So we got a little Greek thing going here. Want to say that to you? Want to say that to you?
Okay.
Right.
Should wear my blue and gold tonight. Didn't have time to regroup.
She got a little red on, so but she always keep a little red on her. All right, we're going to get into it. The number, if you want to speak to Mayor Lee, it is 877-955-1061. 877-955-1061. Some people have already texted me questions and all of that. But I'm gonna tell you, when you call in, we're gonna do this now. We got ground rules. The first ground rule is make sure your radio is turned down, right? Number one. Get on, ask your question, take a listen, and move because we anticipate a number of people who want to talk to Mayor Lee. 877-955-1061. I will tell you, call in. But Mayor, let's get started with this. You're just great. As far as I'm concerned, just great. Okay. Yeah. I got to ask you, first of all, why'd you want to take this job? Why did you want to be the mayor?
Oh, well, I say, Lord have mercy. Listen, you know something, public service is in my DNA. That's first thing. Secondly, it was something I had never thought of doing, running for mayor. I actually was Bobby Seals' finance director when Bobby ran for mayor in the 70s of Oakland and paved the way for the future Black mayors. Okay, so I never thought about it. But what happened was, and I got to go back quickly to my childhood. I went to Catholic school, and the Sisters of Loretta taught me, and they were nuns who were very progressive, which I didn't know then. I mean, they made me take logic every day, diagram sentences. I spoke Latin, the whole bit. And it was a strict academic education, but their values. And as an adult, I've been back to the mother house. They teach religion in the context of go where the need is the greatest. Okay. And then their framework for religion is peace and justice. And so that was ingrained in me, little did I know as a child. And so when people started asking me about running for mayor and talking about the needs and trying to bring labor and and business together and activists and the environmentalists and the fact that Oakland was so divided and not in turmoil, but just kind of floating. And with my experience, they convinced me, and my sons were the two who finally made the compelling arguments that, I needed to do this because I love Oakland and it's go where the need is the greatest. And here I am. And I love it, but it's a tough job. but but Joe, let me tell y'all, for 27 years, I commuted to DC. I was in Washington 4 days a week.
Yes.
Oakland, my district was everything from San Leandro to Albany. I was back here every single weekend, working every weekend. There may have been 6 weekends a year I didn't come back. And then I was traveling abroad or doing something on the East Coast. But it was 27 years I came home. And so now, like tonight, I'm trying to, I still am thinking, okay, Bar, you got to get to the airport tonight or you got to get up early in the morning. So I plan everything on Sunday afternoon still for leaving in the morning. So and it's nice not to have to do that. But let me tell you, the work here has filled that void.
It's okay. I didn't know you went to Catholic school. I went to Catholic school.
Uh-oh, no
You
wonder.
took Latin. I took Latin. Isn't that crazy? People ask you Latin? Latin? Nobody speaks Latin, I know, but it's part of that Renaissance education that you get, in Catholic school. So, and then
Yeah, you can communicate with anybody in the world. I was at the Vatican. I like Chris, I'm not Catholic now. I'm fallen angel, right? But I like, but Joe, what is it, Michael? Mikael. But I love midnight mass. I still every now and then I'll go to Catholic church if there's a gospel mass. But anyway, I've always wanted to go to midnight mass at the Vatican at St. Peter's. And I went twice in the last few years. And I was with a group of people on the row, Argentina, Vietnam, China, Nigeria, and someplace that nobody spoke the same languages, right? But we all could communicate in Latin. It was unbelievable. And I remembered it all. And we were talking and we were singing together in Latin. And I couldn't speak Vietnamese. They couldn't speak English. Nobody could speak Mandarin. It was something.
That's incredible. Wow. Absolutely incredible. Wow.
Yeah.
I learned so
Well,
much.
I would like to say before you all continue this Catholic journey and experience, before we get too far into this, I just need to say to you, Mayor Lee, not a California native, but spent several years in California and watching your journey, seeing the service and the time that you've spent serving the people. Congratulations on your role and position here as the mayor. Congratulations on your journey. Thank you for all that you've done and all that you're going to do. Take a deep breath. I'm sure it's going to be a ride, but guess what? You wouldn't have it if you couldn't handle it.
That's right.
Thank you for being here tonight.
Thank you so much. Are you here in the Bay Area now?
No, I am still not in the Bay.
Not in the Bay Area.
Right now, I'm in Kansas City because I have a sister that's going through a lot right now and I need to be here for her. But I am in Texas with my grandchildren, with my daughter-in-law, my daughter, my son-in-law, and my grandchildren. So yeah, I'm where I need to be.
Where in Texas? Where in Texas?
My daughter is in Fort Worth and I'm in Keller, which is just 10 minutes away.
Okay, I was born in El Paso. My sister lives in Prosper and my niece in Allen. I say, Lord have mercy on Texas. We hopefully saved you. Hopefully we saved the good people of Texas by passing Prop 50.
That's a whole nother conversation. We need to be in your face, Texas. Talking about Texas.
God almighty. Good luck. God bless you.
Thank you. I'll take that.
All right. Woo. Jump on the phones, folks, 877-955-1061. I'm going to ask the mayor one more question, and then we'll begin to take calls from you, our listeners. Riley, what's your vision for the city? What is your vision for the city of Oakland, California?
I have a vision. I want Oakland to be the safest, the cleanest, and the greenest city in the country. Now, that's a big deal, right? Yes, safety, cleanliness, and green.
And green. Okay.
Yeah, I mean, we're like the heart, we're like right at the cusp of the green economy. Oakland's leading the way. California is, and then Oakland in terms of weaning ourselves from fossil fuels. We have environmental injustice issues here in Oakland. You know, people in West Oakland, those trucks that idled, people got cancer and bronchitis and lung diseases, all behind pollution. And
Yes.
so, you know, being a green city is really important to me, and that means they're good paying union jobs, good paying job training opportunities in the green economy. And I want our young people, especially our Black young people, to embrace this, because this is the way of the future. Between technology and the green economy, Oakland is and has to continue to be in the center of that.
Thank you. Thank you. We got a call. Let's take first call from one of the listeners to Street Soldiers Radio. Hi, say your name, where you're calling from, and you are on with Mayor Barbara Lee. Go right ahead.
What up, Dr. Marshall? This is this C Rob calling in. So
Calling in from Tennessee. Look, they like you. He calling in from Tennessee right now. I know where he is. He in Nashville. 2 hours later. Go right ahead, Charles. You're talking to the mayor.
I just want to say, Mayor Lee, I've been keeping up. I'm an Oakland native. I'm Oakland everywhere I go. I represent. And I just want to say thank you for everything that you are doing, trying to get our city back together, and with what little that you do have. And I just hope that with this Prop 50 thing passing, that there's a whole lot more that you'll be able to do. So I'm very proud that you are the mayor of the city, and I just hope that we come out and support you.
Thank you, sir, very much. Let me ask you, are you say you're in Nashville?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Do you know Justin, State Rep Justin Jones?
Oh, yes, ma'am. Follow him and
okay. You followed him?
Yes, ma'am.
He was, well, I take Bragger's kind of rights. He was my intern right before he moved to, yeah, I trained him. I love Justin. And you know, I was getting ready to hire him. He was one of the best staff members I ever had. And at the last minute, he changed his mind. He said, you know, I want to go back to Tennessee and work on my master's in divinity. I said, Justin, I said, okay, well, if the Lord calls you to do that, okay. He had not planned to run for office at all. And he got back there to Tennessee, and look at him now. And I am so proud of him.
Right. Him and Pearson. Yes.
Yeah.
Very
Oh,
much
yeah.
so.
Oh, yeah.
And if he's running, he's going to run for state representative, right? Something like that.
Who? Justin,
isn't he?
He's already state rep.
He already, well, he's running for something new, or is he planning?
What's he running for now?
Oh, hey, I thought I saw something in the news just this weekend, but I know he's not done. And that's cool to find out that he's trained by you. No wonder.
If we ever had a seat there, he should think about running for Congress, because, you know, that district is so divided up, a third, a third, a third. They can't seem to elect a Black member of Congress from Nashville because of the, you know, the way gerrymandering works in certain states, as in Texas and Tennessee. But I have a lot of hope. I have a lot of hope for Justin.
Take another call. Take another call. You're on with the mayor of Oakland, Barbara Lee. Say your name, where you're calling from, and your question or thought for the mayor of Oakland. Go right ahead.
Hello, Mayor. I'm Richard from San Francisco. Hello. I was wondering, what do you think about Scott Wiener replacing Pelosi, and can you bring back the hyphy movement? The hyphy movement.
Well, we have some hyphy burgers, you know, down in West Oakland, and in East Oakland we got hyphy hamburgers, and they're really good. And let me tell you, I was there on the grand opening, and they're doing well. The business is doing well. So it's starting again. And I'm not endorsing anyone, at least not right now, in that race. It's outside of my district. If I endorse, it'll be later, much later. We got to see what the field looks like.
Thank you. 877-955-1061, especially if you live in Oakland. Give us a call. You speak, and we got Mayor Barbara Lee right here on Street Soldiers. Any question you got from her, she will be happy to answer. Mike, let me know when the call comes in. Somebody texted me and asked me, She said, please ask the mayor what she plans to do about, and this might sound mundane to some people, but I said fixing the potholes. That's what they said in Oakland, and the police and the police. Those are the two questions. Yeah. So I thought I would ask them.
Well, let me tell you, potholes are not mundane. A couple of things. What I've learned about potholes is there's an equity issue in some neighborhoods. Let me tell you, I've learned so much about potholes and street safety. Some neighborhoods, they just pave over them, right? Other neighborhoods, they drill down and do what they need to do to fix them. And so in our neighborhoods, I've had to get that straight that we go do potholes equally the right way all over the city. So potholes have to, and people in East Oakland, deep East Oakland on International Boulevard, you look at where the traffic deaths are, and so traffic safety is a big deal. Potholes is a big deal for me, and believe you me, there are a lot of equity issues in terms of race and economics in potholes. So yeah, so the police.
Hold on to that one. Hold on to that one because we got a call. We'll take calls when they come in. Hold on.
Okay.
All right, you are on with Mayor Barbara Lee. Say what your name is and where you're calling from. Go right ahead.
Brandy.
All right, Brandy. Where you calling from?
I'm calling from Oakland.
Okay.
I want to call about what.
Can you turn down your radio?
You have to turn down your radio because we get
whoever calls, please turn down your radio.
Yeah, we're getting background noise, and it's not you. Go right ahead.
I turned it down.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm calling from Oakland. I want to know why my identity been hacked, but the police will not help me. Every time I go to the police station and tell them, they won't do nothing. I tried to ask them even to go to the mayor because nobody is helping me about my identity theft. And these people who have taken my identity is still taking my money, every card I try to get, and I keep going to the police, and the police will not help me. The police will not help me.
Let me tell you,
I can't get a card.
Yeah.
Let her respond. Go right
ahead.
No,
no, I'm going through identity theft right now myself. Yeah, and I have had to go. It's awful. Credit agencies, they ding you based on other people using your identity, and so I had to go. The police report I made. That's about it. Because they have to have the record. I had to go to Experian, all of the credit union agencies. I had to file a complaint with them and tell them, and they had to interview me. This is about 6 or 7 identity theft issues I have. And so the police aren't going to do anything. You have to go to the credit agencies and go through their rigmarole. The mayor can't do anything on identity theft. You have to go to TransUnion, to Experian, all of these credit agencies and start the process there.
That is good. Okay.
Yeah, it's terrible.
Yeah. Thank you. 877-955-1061. You have a call. Go right ahead. Say your name and where you're calling from. You're on with Mayor Barbara Lee.
It's Brandy again. I just got disconnected because the hackers are messing with my Wi-Fi so they can disconnect. They control who I
can
call.
Did you hear what she said about? She said you have to go.
Yeah, she said I should go to all the places to report my identity theft because the police, they don't help you.
Right.
That's right.
Okay. Thank you.
Okay.
Okay. All right. 8779. Got another call. Here we go. You're on with Mayor Barbara Lee. Say your name and where you're calling from.
Yes, hi. My name is Stanley Cooper, calling from Oakland.
Yes, go right ahead.
Yeah, I want to ask about the disparity study, and I want to ask the mayor what she plans to do about implementing the disparity study.
Yeah. The disparity study, this preceded my taking office, and I have gone back to the drawing board on the disparity study because it never was. Evidently, the council and the administration couldn't get it quite together to implement it, so it was conducted but never implemented. Now we're in another world with the end of, quote, DEI, and we finally have gotten a proposal that would be legally in a legal framework that would withstand hopefully the scrutiny over the elimination of DEI. That hasn't been rolled out yet, but we had to go back to the drawing board because the past disparity study is not appropriate or applicable now. Some parts
Those
of it
of us
are.
that don't know what the disparity study was, I think I can glean. Could you tell us what it was?
Yeah. Okay. Does brother want to? What's your name again, brother? Do you want to?
Stanley Cooper.
Yeah.
I'm from Oakland.
Yeah. You want to explain it, or I can explain it?
Big supporter of you.
Can you?
Thank you. Okay, a disparity study is a study that looks at, say, contracts, for example, and it looks at the inequities in contracting by race and all other characteristics. So you have to do a study to be able to document the facts and the data so that you can have reparative justice around every single issue that the disparity study covers.
Got it. Okay. All right. Okay. Thank you for the call. We will keep going. We got the mayor for a little while longer. We got a call. You are on the air. Say your name, where you're calling from. Go right ahead.
I'm sorry.
Oh, okay. All right. All right. He's gone? Yeah. Okay. 877-955-1061. Call as soon as you can. We will get you in. I'm going to have the mayor talk about here. We got one. All right. You're on the air. Say where you're calling from.
It's me again. I want to call back and talk about the police.
Well,
why do they not help us?
Back. You can't keep calling back.
Yes, you can, but we want.
Well, why don't the police help us? I want to know why.
That's a
Every
great
time
question.
I call the police, they don't help
Okay,
me.
well let me give her a chance to talk about the police.
The police.
Oh, we're gonna do the police.
Yeah, I explained how that's not the police's job.
Right.
If you file just a document, that's
Right.
on record, but you have to go to each credit agency to correct your identity theft. That's the way the process works. The police are not going to help you with identity theft.
Okay, here comes the call. We're in. You're on. Say your name, where you're calling from. Go right ahead. You're on Street Soldiers.
Hello?
Yep. Who are you? Say your name and go ahead. You're speaking to the mayor.
Hi, my name is Jenny, and I'm from Oakland. Grew up in Oakland. Just want to say I'm a big supporter of Barbara Lee, that she's been in the office for Oakland's council. And my main question is just the assistance with some of these public schools and funding for extracurriculars with the youth. I have a friend that is a football coach, and he struggles just trying to keep the morale going when they see other schools and their merchandise of the gear. And these kids go through a lot on a day-to-day basis. So I just want to know if there's any kind of future plans on just like plain happiness and healthy environments for kids to be kids.
Yeah, no, thanks for your support. And this is a big issue for me. One is so many, the schools are in the middle of a financial crisis, first of all. And one of the reasons is because the average daily attendance has dropped. Black and brown kids are, going to other schools now, vouchers, private schools, charter schools, which has left a hole in our public schools. So I'm working with them to find outside funding from tech companies, for computer science, for all of the work and all of the athletic kind of activities that really have not been part of this because of the budget crisis. So I'm working hard, the superintendent's working hard, but they've got to get this budget under control. And then secondly, we're looking at outside resources to try to help companies invest in the Oakland Public School District. But it's really a shame and disgrace. But charter schools and private schools and vouchers, have been, and parents want those because those schools are better funded. But that's left a hole. The schools are funded by average daily attendance, X amount of dollars per student. So if the student population goes down, the school funding goes down. That's just the fact. So we have to supplement the funding.
Yeah, I feel with you on that. As a former public school teacher and this administrator, I know what that's like.
You know what it's like.
Yes, I do.
Yeah.
You are on. Next caller, you are on. Go right ahead. Where you calling from? What's your name? And you can speak to the mayor. We got you?
Hi.
Hi.
Yeah, my name is Patrick. I live in Oakland. I want to know if we're gonna ever get baseball back at the Coliseum.
Yeah, Brandy and Monica.
Well, we have a couple of teams right now. We have soccer, we have the Roots, we have the Ballers. You know, we have teams that are doing well, but Major League Baseball, not yet.
Yeah,
you know, not yet. The Coliseum is being revamped right now. We're looking at how to make the Coliseum an economic engine for East Oakland to create jobs and housing and sporting activities. I mean, we've had cricket, we've had soccer teams between Mexico and Japan. We've had a lot of activity at the Coliseum, but Major League Baseball, I mean, the A's decided they were gone. So it's going to take a while to be able to attract, because we have to get the Coliseum redone. It's going to take a while to attract a major baseball team. But in the meantime, we grow our own sports here, and that's what we're doing. And I'm really proud of the new sports teams that have surfaced as a result.
Thank you. Yeah. Next caller, you're on. Say your name, where you're calling from. You're speaking to the mayor of Oakland. Go right ahead.
Hi there. My name is Andrea. I'm calling from Oakland.
Hi, Andrea.
Hi.
I want to find out about getting proper emergency care to the people out here, because every time you try and call 911, nobody's picking up the phone. It just says that there's nobody there to answer it, and they don't pick up.
Wow.
Yeah.
How many times have you tried to call? Just curious.
I've had to call quite a few times, and then nobody picks up the phone.
Yeah.
They say that it's too high of a call volume and that they're not going to take
Yeah.
any call.
Yeah, the budget crisis, we're low on dispatchers. We're working on that right now. Where do you live? I'm writing this down because it's a crisis and people wait too long to answer the phone. And also people are calling 911 when they should be calling a number for macro, which is a separate number if they're if they see or with people experiencing mental health challenges. But a lot of people don't know that they call 911. But where is it? Where are you? What part of town? What council district?
This is in downtown Oakland.
So you're downtown? Okay.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just making a note to see what's going on, but it's a complaint all over the city. And that's because, the budget crisis, we don't have enough dispatchers. They're working day and night and the volume is huge. But this is a structural issue and a financial issue that's top of mind for my administration.
All right. Thank you. You came to the right person to ask. She's writing it down.
Oh yeah. Downtown.
Okay, 877-955-1061. Give us a call. You can see, boy, this is just a wonderful opportunity to talk directly to the mayor of Oakland. Let's go back to that police situation, which I think is just as hard as anything, right? I mean,
very hard.
Yes. And I don't know if you heard to use the phrase, you heard to the grapevine, but is the chief that they just hired, is he leaving? Is he there? I mean, I've heard that, but I don't know what's the situation?
Yeah, he's leaving. He's resigning as of, I think, December 7th. Okay, so the process is this. I will appoint an interim chief, and then we'll go and recruit names for the police commission to recommend to me who the permanent chief will be. Looking at people who are not necessarily homegrown, but who know Oakland, who are from East Bay, Oakland, California as a priority for myself. Hopefully there'll be candidates who are closer to home than having to go to Kansas or Lubbock, Texas, or New York or any place else. I think that this current chief, and he's done a very good job. Our crime rates in every category are going down, whether people believe it or not, it's going way down. But he's from Kansas, former police officer there. So we hope that we can find people who have either worked for the department, know Oakland, been in Oakland, or homegrown as close as possible. So that's kind of the process. So interim police commission will get names. We'll be developing the resume. This current police chief is here until December the 7th, and the transition is going the way it should go.
Thank you. Hopefully you get someone who wants to be there and wants to stay for a while and work with you.
Yeah.
Another call.
Well, can I say something about this? Because a lot of people are talking about the monitor. You know, we have the negotiated settlement agreement came out of the Ryder's case 23 years ago. Brutal, brutal police force, right? And so there is a monitor. Thelton Henderson was the judge, and there were 50 some tasks that had to be accomplished. The police department has made a lot of progress, but there are three tasks that are still left. And those tasks, one of them includes the disparate treatment between black and brown police officers and white police officers. The judge is not going to let us out of this until they see those three tasks, completed. So I'm working very hard to get them completed so that when I go back before the court, probably I have to go before the court in December, but hopefully sometime next year we'll be ready to say check, check, check. The police department has got to embrace this new cultural change, and they're doing much better than they did 23 years ago. But 23 years is a long time to have a paid monitor and two plaintiff attorneys. John Burris is one of the plaintiff attorneys who's doing a phenomenal job. And so I know exactly what we have to do to get out of it. People are just saying, oh, we're spending all this money. We got to get out of the NSA. I say, but wait a minute. Safety and accountability go hand in hand. You don't want us to get out of it if the police department is not being accountable and the cultural shift has not been institutionalized, because they'll just go back to where it was 23 years ago.
I was on the police commission over here for 14 years. I know a whole lot about that. Monitors and all of that stuff. And so, yeah, that's stay on it. I know you get
that's another Lord have mercy job.
Yeah, that's a Lord it is. Boy, especially when you get the feds involved and the monitors involved.
Oh my God. And the community, progressives, liberals, moderates, people of color, white people, everybody. It's like, why do we have a monitor? We got to get rid of them. I said, but wait a minute, you want some police accountability, don't you? You want all these tasks checked. You mean they haven't completed their work? No, they haven't. And I've looked at this very carefully.
All right, we got a caller. You're on the air with Mayor Lee. Say your name, where you calling from. Go right ahead.
Hey, Mayor Lee. I really want to say my name. I work for the government, but I'm born and raised in Oakland, California. My mom still lives in Oakland. My concern is the safety of the elderly.
Yep. But that's a concern.
Older, moves around, and my concern is her safety and my stepdad's safety of them moving around, because they live in West Oakland. And I'm afraid my mom's house been shot up a few times, not directly for her, but they were doing drive-bys. And my they're doing, because I'm diehard Oakland.
Thanks very much. We have our Department of Violence Prevention. Gun violence is going down, but hey, if you're a victim or a survivor, or if it's impacted you, you don't feel it. But it is going down. We have the Department of Violence Prevention and Ceasefire. We know who about 250 bad actors are in Oakland. And we're trying to have a regional approach to gun violence. I had a meeting with about 3 weeks ago with all of our regional partners on gun violence. And so it's a hard one. And I'm sorry that your parents have to go through this. Nobody should have to live in a neighborhood where there's gun violence and violence like this. And our police force, we need more police officers because we finally got more money, but we got special patrols for sideshows. You know how the sideshows have been. So that had not been funded, but we got that back into the budget this year. So we have special details for sideshows. We've got more people on the block, more beats, but some parts, we still have gang warfare. Let me tell you, I was going down to West Oakland Library a few days ago, and they told me, turn around, don't go, because there had been someone down there shooting, and this was at a food bank. And I was going down to help out with the food bank, right? And so the community jumped on this guy who had the gun, and then someone pulled the gun from him and ran. So somebody else got his gun. He got arrested. I said that is so Oakland.
But the gun
but that is just so awful. And that was right down there on Adeline and 14th, I think, where the West Oakland Library. So I'm just saying, I'm really heartbroken to hear that about your parents. You know, we have ambassadors, non-security personnel. They are in different neighborhoods, kind of neighborhood watch organizations. But West Oakland and Deep East Oakland, we have a lot of issues around guns, and we have a gun buyback coming up. But we know who the 250 bad actors are, but it's getting the probable cause to be able to arrest them. So, you know, what street are they on?
New caller. Sorry. Mayor.
Oh, okay. But I know what's going on there.
All right, you are on with Mayor Barbara Lee. What's your name? Where you calling from? Go right ahead.
Hello, my name is Ivory. I'm a healthcare worker, and I'm not going to go into some of the things about healthcare at this time because I know we're working on that. However, I am a resident of Oakland, and my concern is the trash, the graffiti, the appearance of Oakland. Been there, born there, raised there, and it's a beautiful city. And I'm just so angry and upset when I drive on the freeway and all I see is graffiti everywhere. I'm like, who holds people accountable for this? This is not okay. That as taxpayers, we are asking our city leaders to address a lot of things in our community, and we're paying our taxes. However, one of the things that we get to experience is the beauty of being in a city and driving through it, and that those things are being taken care of. And it's so disappointing to have to drive every day and see just trash, graffiti. It's like nobody cares. And so I want to know, what is the plan to do about it? It is just as important as everything else on the agenda. It doesn't have to be at the bottom of the list. It should be up there on the same level of saying, okay,
ma'am, let's give her a chance.
We want you to respect our city.
Let's give her a chance to answer. All right.
No, I agree. It's and this just didn't start. I mean, this is years and years and years of not paying attention to it. And so illegal dumping and trash is at the top of my list, that and public safety. And I'm telling you, we started Keep the Town Clean. I know you don't see a difference, but we're paying now overtime so we can have our cleanup crews on the streets cleaning up on Saturdays and Sundays. Second, you know, and all this is new. And so some neighborhoods still haven't been cleaned. The trash is still there, but it's much better than what it was. Next, we have illegal dumpers. They come in and they dump trash from other areas. And we city workers come on, clean it up. They still come back in. So I'm thinking about putting billboards up, you know, and also waste management. What I have learned, which I didn't know until recently, the trash cans that Oaklanders have are smaller and we pay more. And so we've got to get this we pay more for smaller trash cans. So people take their residential stuff and they dump it on the streets. Or they hire somebody, a hauler, and that's the other part of this, these illegal haulers. They rent trucks. They go and take people's money, like $100, $200, and tell them to go take it to the dump. They rip them off and they dump in the streets. This has got so many different legs on it, but we've got staff coordinating everything now. We're going back to a zone method of keeping it up. And I wanted you to know our city staff, because of the budget crisis, yes, we have one. These brothers and sisters, primarily Black people, Black and brown people, been working there at Public Works Department for 15 to 25 years. I meet with them. And the equipment that they have is broken. It's 150 years old. It's stuff. And these workers are doing the best they can with bad equipment. Now, in a city that's broke, that doesn't have a lot of money, because we have to do the police thing. Naturally, we got to get to 700 police officers. It's a balancing act. So I'm trying to get public and private investments into Oakland to be able to free up some of these other departments so that we can have more staff from our city to be out there on the streets. And also we started Don't Trash Oakland. We have several organizations that we're working with that have funding from a variety of sources. And we go out every weekend. During the summer, we collected 30 tons around schools. And we had young people through the department pick We work with PIC. And so I'm just saying this, not an excuse, but I just want you to know it's all hands on deck. Nobody should have to live in a place with trash and I've been in refugee camps all over the world. And I'm telling you, when I drive down streets and freeways, I feel like I'm somewhere in Uganda or Kenya or someplace else in a refugee camp. That's unacceptable. Totally unacceptable. So that is a priority of mine. And you can look on our website, you can talk to people. Everybody knows, some people call me now the trash mayor. I said, okay, as long as it's not trashy, it's the trash mayor, because I'm out there cleaning up with everybody.
Yeah, the focus on that, right? No,
Yeah.
no. All right, we got one more, I think. 877-955-1061. You're on the air with Mayor Barbara Lee. Your question for her. Go right ahead. Say your name, where you calling from. You there? Hey there?
Hello?
Yep, you are on.
Hi.
Oh, hi. My name is Robert Pintado.
Yes, sir, Robert. Go right ahead.
I would like to thank Mayor Barbara Lee because I got to meet her through the political channel that I've been watching for the past 10, 15 years, which is MSNBC News. And I'm really proud of her work. And I'm a Latino. I'm from Peru. And I reside now in Hayward.
Well, thank you, sir.
I really appreciate her job as a public servant.
Thank you very much. You know, I really appreciate that, because it's a hard job and we've got many challenges, and just so you know, there's a lot of hate out here, but there's more love than hate. And so that encourages me and keeps me going. So thank you, my brother, very much.
Well, you're going to get some love on this show because we love you.
Well, I love you too.
Invited to call. All right, we got any more? You're on the air with Mayor Barbara Lee. Go right ahead. Say your name, where you calling from.
Hey, Mayor Barbara. I'm Nathan from West Oakland. One, just on the trash pickup thing, I have noticed that a couple areas underneath bridges and such, I have seen a huge improvement. So thank you for that. I did want to kind of ask about, I know you talked about the budget crisis and everything, and a lot of money to cities comes in because of corporations. And with San Francisco kind of losing big corporations left and right, is there any move to try to attract them to Oakland? And then second, how do we do that without losing Oakland's essence? Because I love Oakland and the culture. And if we bring in big companies, I'm worried that it might lose its, magic. So sorry, kind of a two-part question, but just curious if there's any talks of that.
Yeah, we have the Office of Economic Development, and I have a person who does nothing but public-private partnerships. And so we want businesses to come to Oakland. We have the big four, a few more coming in, but we have to have businesses that understand equity and understand, we are a labor union town, but also we're a city that people engage with businesses and want businesses here. It's not like we're anti-business. So we have a strategy. Our Economic Development Office has a strategy. And, people are beginning to call or come in to look at different avenues of doing business. And this is not a business, but just as an example, I've been working to bring an HBCU, historically Black college and university, to Oakland. Somehow someone got wind of it. They've been looking at real estate in downtown Oakland, but it's not yet ready to make public. But some landlord or somebody did, because Howard's been here looking at property. But and I have another meeting coming up with them. And so I meet with organizations, universities. We've got Merritt University with 2,500 students. The nursing school is going to open in January, downtown Oakland. So we're slowly building it, and we need to build it back better in terms of business and economic development. But with institutions like with Howard, if there was a press, and let me just say how the media treats Oakland. You all know, so I'm really glad to be with you, Dr. Marshall. There was one article that I couldn't believe this about Howard. It said the headline was Howard, elite university looking to come to crime-ridden Oakland.
Oh, God.
Now that's so I have to change this narrative. We've gotten some Wall Street Journal, we've gotten a bit better press because I'm on it every day just correcting them. And all you all who have social media, if you see lies out there or stuff that's not true, would you all please say something, get on, get online and push back on this stuff because it's, narrative change has got to happen to get businesses and organizations to come to Oakland. And so we're in the process of trying to do that, but we got to beat back all this negativity about Oakland. Every city has its challenges. We certainly have ours, and we don't sweep them under the rug, but we have our opportunities too. And so we have to pivot and make sure we have at least a balanced kind of narrative going out there for Oakland so that more businesses and organizations will come to Oakland.
Excellent point. Excellent point. Excellent point. All right, one more. We'll do one more.
Wait a minute, Malcolm. Wait, is this your son?
Yes, it is.
Oh, yeah,
How you doing, Mayor Lee?
Yeah, I mean, yeah. He good looking just like me. Okay.
Mayor Lee, is there any update, anything you can tell us about Howard possibly coming to Oakland? Because that news did get out and people started getting excited, myself included. So is there any update that you can tell us?
No, the shutdown, they were coming back out for a visit and the shutdown prevented that. So we'll be seeing them again pretty soon for another meeting. They're seriously looking, but we have to line up the state, we have to there's no more federal money for education, quite frankly. So we have to line up a lot to get them to come here, but they're very interested. And each HBCU has a niche, right? A special reason why students would want to come here. And so it's the Black Power movement. Here we have the Huey P. Newton Foundation. This is the center of Black Power, and there are no HBCUs that have a curriculum or a framework of Black Power. Right here in Oakland, we have it. And so they're really excited about it. It's just getting all these pieces together. And while property values are lower now, it really is a very defining moment, and it's really piqued their interest. I have an honorary degree from Howard, honorary doctorate. My grandson graduated from Howard, and and I was on the appropriations committee for 20 some years in Congress, and I single-handedly funded every single HBCU. Every HBCU got more money because Barbara Lee was there. There were only 3 or 4 Black people on a committee of 50 on appropriation. So nobody looked out for HBCUs but me. And so they all know me and I know them and I love it. And the final thing I'll say is I'm really excited about this. Any HBCU who wants to come here should come. What has happened is after Prop 209, okay, the Black student population, of course, went down, down, down. So what happens? Thank God they're HBCUs. So Black students, California has the largest number of Black students going to HBCUs. But the outcome of that is there's a brain drain because they do not come back to California. Probably 90% of students, Black students who leave this place, don't come back. So there's a huge brain drain of Black people in California now because of that. Don't get me started cussing. Prop 209. So I want our Black students to stay here or come here and stay, not leave. And I'm glad they have an opportunity to leave, but they don't come back.
We are at the end of the hour, hon. We want to thank you so much. We thought we had just thank you so much for being here. Thank you. This is wonderful. We got to do this again.
We'll do it again.
Let me just say, I want to shout out a good friend of ours who how am I going to get in touch with her? And so Regina Jackson did her thing and got me to you. So I know she's listening and watching. So I want to shout her out. And I got a request. Okay. Can we bring back Quick Way? I miss Quick Way, okay?
Oh, Lord. Let me tell you.
Let me tell you, Joe. Here to go to school.
Let me tell you, Huey P. Newton loved Quick Way. I used to be at meetings. at 1200 Lakeshore, working on his book and Black Panther Party stuff. And in 1 a.m, he would ask Big Man to go down to Quick Way. Okay.
I know that's right.
So Quick Way has a history with the Panthers.
Yeah, you're right. That first place I went to, I'm a USF. I'm coming across the bay. Never been to Oakland. Where can I go? I went to Quick Way.
Quick Way. That's right. I miss Quick Way.
Look, anything we can do to help you, anything I can do, the street soldiers.
Yeah. Listen, keep beating the drum. No, keep beating the drum about Oakland. Help us change this narrative. And please get people to vote, because you see elections have consequences, and you see what Donald Trump is doing. He's destroying what's left of this democracy. And Black people and young people have got to get engaged with voting. Please, please, because you see how presidents appoint judges, right?
They do.
So the relationship between elections and your daily life, electing a president, electing a state rep, electing a mayor, and your daily life is very, very close and
well taken.
clear.
Thank you. And thank you so much for being here tonight.
Thank you for being here for us.
All right. Love you. And,
love you too. Good seeing you. You still do
up.
midnight? You still do midnight basketball?
Oh, not me, but somebody else does. All right.
Okay.
Good night,
Take care.
All right.
Nice meeting you. Nice meeting you, Lady Estelle and Malcolm.
All right.
Bye-bye.
Join us on the other side with YouTube at Stay Alive and Free as we continue the show.
Live and Free Radio, Street Soldiers, hour number 2, now on YouTube. Wow. Just got to catch my breath and say thank you, thank you so much. Thank you so much to Mayor Barbara Lee for coming on the show. Amazing, an amazing hour. And you know, just a few comments before we move on. And jump in. Mike, you want to say something? Join in. She only had, she said she was going to give us like 20 minutes, right? Because she had something else to do. And she stayed on pretty much the whole hour until the first hour was done. So I just want to thank her for that. And I don't know if everybody, you know, and you know, it's the energy that she has, uh, that she put into that hour, put into the hour. I know and again, I always tell people whenever I, you know, write something up or talk about the show that I think we got the best listeners and callers in all radio. I mean, I really do. I just think they are so, you know, one might think hip hop station, you know, R&B, I'm saying, but they are so thoughtful and about the questions that they, anytime we throw it out. I mean, always, even if they're upset about something, you know, the this the way they call, and they don't call just to gripe. They call to make a legitimate point and, you know, try to get some answers. So and you know, politicians, I use the word politicians, get caught in all of these spaces. While they do is get bombs thrown at them, right? Um, and I just thought the questions that they asked were just so wonderful. I know she appreciates it, and she said, "Let's do it again."
No.
That is probably those are my first, just, you know, impressions of that hour long conversation with Mary Lee. Somebody I've known a long time. Uh, and she knows she knows the job she's taking on. Fillmore and Ann, I don't know if you got that. She knows what she's tackling. Oakland has a lot of problems. Um, it hasn't been helped. I don't think it's really been helped by the last. And this is just me. The last couple of mayors that we've had. And so, you know, it's like if Mike, I'm gonna throw this out there and you tell me this was like, it's sort of like taking over a team that was one time, you know, in the, you know, first, second, or third place. Now it's dropped down to, you know, I won't say last place, but near the bottom. And now she's got to bring it all the way back. And just you were here. What did you think of her interviews? How she did with us?
I mean, she's a very good, very energetic.
Yeah.
Very real.
Yeah.
Personable.
Yeah.
I think she has a good vision.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it's nothing. I mean, as you know, that's I think this is my maybe second time meeting her. But you know, when you meet politicians, they meet millions of people. So I'm not taking it like she knows me, but she's very personable, and I think that she has a clear a plan and a vision. And I liked her suggestions for mayor, not for mayor, but for police chief.
Yeah,
she wants someone local. I think that's very important.
And Oakland's had a tough problem, you know, keeping
them.
Yeah, keeping cheese. You're talking about relatable. When she said, "I've been through identity theft too," man, I'm thinking that you talking, you can't get no more relatable than that. You know, I'm the mayor, and I'm dealing with it. She didn't say I'm the mayor. I go through it with too. That was like wow, because you know people think, well, you don't go through that. You don't go through that. You don't go through that. Yes, I do. I do. That
was very out here.
Yeah, that was. And your thoughts?
I really support Mayor Barbara Lee. I think she's great. I always think she's been great. I remember when she was senator, and I thought she always fought for the people. Like when she said something, I'm like, yes, me too.
You mean Congresswoman and representative in the House?
Yes.
Yeah.
All of that.
Right. All of that. Right.
all of that. She did it. And I remember one time she was at an event locally and on her way out and just wanted to say hi and thank you. And she took the moment to stand there and take a picture with us. And I was just really, thankful that she sees you, she sees us, and she really like fights for the rights of people and isn't scared to call it what it is. And sometimes you have to uh compromise in certain ways to get things done. I'm not saying that that she does it or has or whatever, but it's just kind of like the nature of the work. But like she really fights for people, and so I was really excited when she got elected, and I just think it's a really good look for Oakland. There's a lot of hope and and positive change. Where Oakland's already beautiful, there's just certain things that can be worked on and improved on, and she's just calling it
Right.
as it is and doing what she can. So I appreciate Barbara Lee. And
Well, she is,
man,
yeah.
coming on Street Soldiers.
Well, yeah, this is
Thank you.
this is far concerned. This is you want to reach the community. It's the place to be. You want
Yes.
to talk to the people. It
Yes.
always has been. This
Yes.
is the place to be, and she was excited to be on this show.
Wow.
As excited as we were to have her,
Yeah.
she was excited to be
Oh,
on Street Soldiers, and
mean, she's
yeah,
real.
I go back a long way. She's a doer. When
Yes.
she was in Congress, she was a doer,
Yes.
and she's a fighter.
Yeah.
You know that. I don't remember this, Ann, but
Mm.
when they voted to go to war with Iraq, I remember that
Okay.
back when they took the vote,
Yeah.
everybody voted. She was the only person
She's the only
that
one.
did not vote to go to war,
Yeah.
appropriate war. The only one.
After 9/11, right?
Yeah.
Wow.
The only
I
one.
remember that.
Right? Only one was Barbara Lee. So she talk about standing up in the
Yeah.
face of all
Told that story
politicians,
about her,
Democrats and Republicans. She said, "No, I don't think." And that was the one where you said,
when she was
we will
that-
find weapons of mass destruction in that country, and you ain't found nothing yet.
Right, found nothing else.
Yeah, that says a lot about Barbara Lee. So
Yeah.
yeah, and like anybody, she could have took it off and rode into this whatever. But
Yeah.
yeah. So she's a fighter. She's a fighter, and I really appreciate her being on.
I do
Lady
too.
E, did I say Lady Pep? I want to get her thoughts before we move on. When she comes, but let me mention an event that's coming up. Before we get to her, on Saturday, November 15th. Let's see, the San Francisco Bay Area Pan-Hellenic Council, of which I am a member. I don't always go to meetings, but I am a member. They're hosting Oakland's inaugural Community Day of Gratitude, Service, and Action at McClymonds High School. That's on Saturday, November 15th. All right. Okay. Transforming the holiday season into an opportunity for meaningful connection, service, and collective impact. What they are doing, they are assembling 100 plus care packages for homebound seniors. Wow. This is a serious holiday event. Creating 150 food pantry bags for families in need. Planting trees and painting murals at McClymonds High School. Hosting a community workout with the Oakland Ballers, collecting e-waste for recycling, offering emergency preparedness and nutrition workshops, leading a community corridor cleanup. And we're just talking about how the city, they call what they call the trash mirror, not the trash mirror, but the trash mirror, talking about, service in the city and all of that. And this is Oakland's inaugural Community Day of Gratitude, Service, and Action at McClymonds High School on November 15th, 2025. How you can partner, lead or sponsor a service station, all right? Send a volunteer team, all right? Donate supplies, materials, or food items to facilitate a workshop or community demo, provide sponsorship support, all right? And let's see. Your commitment to a safe, green, and economically thriving Oakland makes you an ideal partner for this initiative. Participating organizations will be recognized in promotional materials, social media, and at the event for their contribution to the city-wide effort. This is from the San Francisco Bay Area Pan-Hellenic Council, inviting you to participate with the Office of Oakland Mayor Barbara Lee in the Community Day of Service, Gratitude, and Action at McClymonds High School. All right, 9 a.m., 2 p.m. 9 a.m. to 2 p.m. This fits in what Mary Lee was talking about.
Yeah.
Okay, we will get her back. Love it. And she said you want to come back, and she is a woman of her word. Okay.
Yes.
All right. We're going to transition to something else for the second hour. Anne's got something that she went to an event this week.
Yes.
And you're going to tell us all about it, and then we're going to let you see it.
Great. Yes. So the American Community Media had an annual expo and awards event this past Friday at the PG&E building in Oakland. And American Community, I can't say American Community Media. Sorry, they rebranded from New American Media. That's why. But they really highlight all the different kind of different voices within the community. So they're always sharing news stories from like Korea and China and Africa, and they had this really deep discussion about why high touch media is so important. And I'm excited to share this because Malcolm Marshall, the editor and publisher of the Contra Costa Pulse, helped to lead the discussion. And I thought it was important to share, especially because we are talking about Oakland, and there was some conversation about Oakland in there as well. So we'll go ahead and share a little portion of this event with you as well.
Take a watch, take a listen.
So honored to have the guests who are going to speak this afternoon, and above all, the media who are going to just remember we're in this together. We are supporting not only our communities, but each other's. So with that, I have the distinct pleasure of introducing our moderator, the publisher of the Contra Costa Pulse, Mr. Malcolm Marshall.
Welcome to the opening session of the 2025 American Community Media Expo and Awards. Let's give one more round of applause. I hope you all had a chance to meet and mingle during the expo lunch. Like Sandy said, my name is Malcolm Marshall. I'm the publisher of the Contra Costa Pulse newspaper. I'm honored to moderate this opening session today, Why We Need High Touch Media. Today is about celebrating the news outlets that serve English and in-language audiences across California, what we call high-touch media in the age of AI, and exploring why they remain indispensable for keeping diverse communities informed and engaged while amplifying their authentic voices. We'd like to begin with our host and sponsor, Mr. David McCullough, PG&E's Vice President and Chief Marketing and Communications Officer, who will share opening remarks. Mr. McCullough, on behalf of my colleagues across the community sector, we thank you and welcome you. Thank you.
Good afternoon, everybody. It's a real pleasure to welcome you all. As you heard, I'm David McCullough, the Chief Marketing and Communications Officer at PG&E. I had a lovely recollection with Sandy just a few moments ago following my walk through the expo, and I said, well, my family emigrated from the Netherlands to the UK back in the 70s, and I remember how important Dutch radio was, even though it was very hard to get, and depending on the weather, we seemed to be able to get a signal or not. But I remember listening with my family to Dutch soccer and Dutch news from Hilversum all that time ago. So I'm reminded of how important the work that you all do is to keeping those connections with communities strong. In my day job, I'm responsible for PG&E's relationships with the media. So I'm especially proud to welcome you all to our headquarters today. In my job, that doesn't always mean we get great stories every day, but that's okay. Because we stand for fair and balanced journalism. We truly respect the work that you do so much, the work that you do to uncover and explore the important issues that are important to our 16 million customers across California, and of course many of you beyond California, and for the important role that you play in your community. I would add that what I love about hosting you all today is that what you represent is very much our community, but also our organization. More than 50% of PG&E co-workers identify as diverse in various ways, and we love to celebrate their culture. We love to celebrate their communities. Just in this auditorium, within the last month, we've celebrated Hispanic Heritage Month. We also celebrated Diwali. And we know that understanding and connecting and learning about our communities makes us better every single day. And just on that note to close, I'll say we're extremely proud to provide you all, many of you, with the energy service that warms your homes and keeps your kids comfortable in school, or perhaps provides the floodlights at the sports games you might be attending this Friday evening. And we really appreciate how much you also hear and reflect the questions and the concerns from the community around the service that we provide. We know they come to you and ask about ways to perhaps lower their bills, or they come to you and ask about ways that they can be contributors to the community in an environmental sense. And we know they also come to you with questions about safety, especially as relates to more extreme weather that many of us seem to be experiencing these days. So it was actually lovely that many of you joined my press team this morning for a demo of some of our drones, which we fly to improve the inspections and safety of our energy system. We also talked about scams and keeping customers safe from those. So just overall, really appreciate so much what you all do to help us build and maintain trust with our customers every single day. And with that, wish you a wonderful program this afternoon, and I will hand it back to Malcolm to continue the panel. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Mr. McCullough. Now I'm excited to introduce three leaders who represent organizations devoted to advocating for and supporting multicultural news as a united front. Please welcome Julian Doe, Co-Director, American Community Media, Regina Brown Wilson, Executive Director of California Black Media, and Martha Diaz Askenazi, publisher of the San Fernando Valley Sun and member of the Latino Media Collaborative. Okay, good. Each of you, I've told you, each have 2 minutes to speak about the importance of uniting this diverse and often fragmented media sector into one powerful voice for our communities. We'll start with you, Julie.
The microphone's on the chair.
Thank you very much, Malcolm. I think, first of all, we should congratulate ourselves for getting here, battling all the shutdown, delay, and terrifying. And this morning, I got the text from one of our media partners that our plane, it says broken, and the part for the plane will be coming from Atlanta. So we weren't sure that many of us will make it here, but I'm really glad. So good afternoon. We stand here today not just to talk about the media, but to celebrate the transformative power of media working together. Our core mission is clear: to leverage the inherent strength and diversities of all our multicultural media to forge truly inclusive communications. For 2 decades, I've had the privilege of working within this vital and dynamic space. What truly inspired me, and what inspired all of us, is the unwavering dedications of the media professionals in this room. You don't just report about the news. You are actively breaking down long-held silos, addressing disparities, combating misinformation, advocating for solutions, and also holding our elected officials accountable. You are driven by a profound desire to inform our audiences not only about the larger issues that affect us all, but also critically about each other, especially when we are living in the same neighborhood, drinking the same water. That commitment to mutual understanding is the true engine of our collective progress. So in today's hyper-fragmented fractured media landscape, this mission is more urgent than ever before. We cannot afford to exist in separate cultural bubbles. Unifying our voices is not just a value, it is a necessity for our relevance and impact. And that's precisely why we are strengthening our foundation today by unifying forces with California Black Media. With our longtime trusted partner and enthusiastically welcoming Latino Media Collaborative, a vital new collaborators, we are expanding our dramatically outreach and capability. This collective action makes us stronger, our voices clearer, and our ability to drive inclusive communications undeniable. This is how we move from a fragmented stories to a unified, powerful narrative. Thank you.
How's everybody? Julia went stood up and I was thinking like, am I supposed to have a speech prepared? But I'm just gonna talk to you from the heart because I think that this morning I thought I almost wasn't gonna be here because I, like many others, got or I don't know how many other people, but I got a note that said, hey, your flight's canceled. And so I could hear Sandy's voice just being like, I need you here. And so I worked this morning to make sure I could get a flight here, and then we'll have to do some very big magic to get home. But nonetheless, I'm here. So as Julian said, I mean, I look at the work that, you know, that we do in this space, and I have an opportunity to reflect. For many of you who may or may not know, I was tapped, a prime contractor was tapped that then tapped me to help build a team really quickly to put out an emergency RFP that many of you, I believe in this room, have been the beneficiary of. And so for the last 30 days, I've told everybody I had to build the Titanic, make sure that we didn't hit the iceberg, and get everybody home safely, which meant everybody got the advertising. So that's my analogy here. And so what I've learned during that time, as we're still gonna be post-mortem looking at things, I've been put in a very, very unique and awesome position to be able to see globally how even other media operate. And I have to say, I am doggone impressed with how ethnic media was able to meet the mark. You all performed in such a way that this is a nonpartisan campaign, so I don't care how people voted which way or other, but I think the results were that there was this heavy lift that had to happen. And I'll tell you, I think we had almost, I ended up contracting with a bigger firm to help us kind of make all this happen. It was a team effort, a really united front effort to make this happen. But ethnic media was a very big component of it, obviously, because I was there and I was making sure I was advocating for that. But I gotta tell you, the big guys, I saw that it took Google forever to be able to try to even get authorization. There was like almost $475,000 that was dedicated to Google, and they couldn't, because we couldn't get a letter, because of technology, couldn't get this letter so that you could even start advertising. And as I was at the airport this morning and I was reflecting, talking to some of the Black media publishers, because I hold a call every Friday at 9 a.m. to kind of give people updates on legislative matters, it occurred to me that you all were a part of that success, and it really wasn't some of the tech firms. Meta and Instagram, they were there, but you all were such an intricate part of making sure that communities knew that they had the right to vote, that they knew that their vote is going to be accurately counted, that they knew that if they did not get a ballot or register to vote by the 20th, that they can go back and make sure that they can have provisional ballots. That was because of you all being a part of that history. And I'm telling you, it was history made to be able to take, and today's the 7th, right?
Yes.
We signed the contract on October 8th, and we're able to deploy just shy of $21.3 million to media and to CBOs. So you probably got frantic calls because we were putting Jessica and Dana under pressure. So some people may have gotten other stuff, another lift from a CBO perspective. But $21.3 million in less than 30 days. That is amazing, and you all are a part of that history. I want to make sure that we continue to always have that high touch where we're investing in you. And I think that one of the things that really struck me about all of that is I love our individuality, but I recognize that it doesn't always fit neatly into a scope of work. It doesn't fit neatly into other folks' idea of how to reach communities. And so I think my charge, after this experience is really looking at how do I make sure, and how do we make sure that you can keep your individuality, but when we come together as one, we're a force. That we have some standardization, but that we also have that our individual persona, who we are, what we do to put our footprint on things to make what we do so unique. And I think that's a challenge that I want to give to all of us, to work to try to figure out how we do that better so that we can be a part of more contracts even long after I'm not there. I know that we have some great people in the room who are usually in charge of advertising contracts and advertising budgets and know the things that are going on, but I think it's about making sure that we're all coming together to figure out how we do that and how we put our metrics on what you do, because what you do is you create credibility for people, for your readers, for your listeners, for your viewers. You have credibility, and we just need to figure out how we're going to take that and capitalize on it and basically say, this is what our KPI, this is what our key performance indicator is, because you have brand equity. And that is something, when you have credibility, there's no amount of money that somebody can put on there, right? There was no amount of money that somebody could put on there to be able to say, hey, I want to make sure you know that the vote and all its accuracy, if we didn't have you in this part of the campaign, it would not have been as successful as I believe we were able to be. So I think, whenever I think about high touch, when I think about us working together, my charge is to look at how we will collectively move forward to make sure that we're making a better place for California, but also you as business owners. Because yes, it is hard to, am I over my 2 minutes? Oh, I'm so sorry. I was like, tell me, I'm way over? Oh, okay, I'm sorry. So anyway, I will hush up, but just know, I'm fighting for you, and I think we all are working together collectively to fight to make sure you get the resources that you need to continue to do the great work.
Good afternoon, everybody. My name is Martha Diaz-Ashkenazi. I'm the publisher of the San Fernando Valley Sun El Sol. I'm here representing Latino Media Collaborative, but before I go there, I want to thank everybody that's here and brought us all together. And I want to personally say thank you for that buy from SOS, because without funds, there's no mission. And so as the publisher, that's my hat on, and I think we always have to look at that. So it is my honor to be here to represent Latino Media. The Media Collaborative, it's our mission to build a stronger, more connected ecosystem for Latino media and for all community-based outlets that serve California's diverse audiences. We help build gaps between media policymakers and communities by creating opportunities for collaboration, resource sharing, training, and equitable investment. We believe that when Latino media thrives, the entire economic sector becomes stronger, more visible, and better equipped to serve Californians in every language and region. Our power lies not only in just storytelling, but advocacy. We have to go to Sacramento. LMC worked tirelessly to ensure policymakers understand the value of ethnic media. That advocacy, and I know with the help of others we're going to make it stronger, have helped lead the passage of the California Inclusive Advertising Bill, a milestone bill that begins to level the playing field for community outlets long overlooked by public campaigns. And beyond the Capitol, our strength is on the ground. through reporting that brings voices from neighborhoods, small towns, and immigrant communities directly into the public conversation. And we bring humanity to that, because a lot of people don't see that in our communities. We have been, in our community, attacked by ICE. And we had a young man who had his worker taken from him out of a parking lot at Home Depot. And after he said he pulled himself together and he was crying, he came to our office and he gave us an exclusive bombshell. Wonderful story about what happened. I don't know how he kept his cool, but he did. And that's because he trusted us. And so we told the story, we got it out there. And like she said, we have a brand and we have trust, and I know the rest of you do too as well. So together, we make California stronger, we make each other stronger, and I'm here to say that from the Latino Media Collaborative, we're here to be good partners and to help all of us together. Together we're strong, together we survive. I've known all these wonderful folks forever, so I feel like I'm at home right here, and I'm willing to roll my sleeves up and do whatever I have to do, whether it's Sacramento or whatever, I'm here. So thank you for showing up. Thank you for not being afraid of flights. I too don't know if I'll get home later, but that's okay. So thank you for being here.
Thank you all for your remarks and for your continued leadership in strengthening California's community media. Next, we will hear from two elected, East Bay elected officials on why community media are vital to reaching.
It's Congresswoman Latifah Simon.
Okay, I guess we're hearing from her.
Hey everyone, it's Congresswoman Latifah Simon. I am coming to you from Washington, D.C., and I am so sorry that I cannot be with you all today. I am in D.C. hell-bent on fighting for SNAP benefits for our precious families all over this country during the shutdown. We all know what's at stake here. It's SNAP benefits, it's healthcare, it's the democracy that we all have worked to build. This expo, bringing together ethnic media makers, it's more important than ever. Sandy, I want to thank you for literally your decades and decades and decades of organizing ethnic media makers to be the cavalry during good times and in times that we're in right now, times of tyranny. The truth is critical to uplifting and energizing a movement that will fight back day in and day out. We need this democracy to hold up, and the truth will be literally our armor. And the ethnic news, the journalists who really deeply care about the mothers who are fighting to feed their children, or the immigrant communities who are afraid to go outside, it is you all that will hold us to the promise of this nation. And Sandy, I will also tell you that I'm here in Congress partly because of you. That you supporting Kevin Weston and my relationship when we were young and dating, we married, and we have Layla now. And while Kevin is gone, his legacy as a newsmaker in the ethnic media space was so much you're doing. Thank you for providing opportunities for young journalists to see their potential of being in movement, to change the narrative of how we think about ourselves and who we are and how powerful we can be. You all, today is extremely important. Continue to write, continue to fight, because we need to win. Have a wonderful, wonderful expo.
Congresswoman Latifah Simon, recently elected to represent California's 12th Congressional District. Thank you, Congresswoman Simon. Now, please, we welcome our second keynote speaker, State Senator Jesse Arreguín.
Well, good afternoon. It's a pleasure to be here as the state senator representing Oakland in the East Bay, and also as the only Latino to represent Northern California in the California State Senate. I want to welcome you all, whether you're local journalists or traveled far, and we heard about some of the stories of people who fortunately made it. Welcome to the town, welcome to the East Bay. Oakland is an incredible city, a city that is actually the most linguistically diverse major city in the United States. Here, we speak over 125 different unique languages. And so contrary to what's happening in Washington, where diversity, equity, and inclusion is under attack, here in Oakland, diversity is our strength. Diversity is the foundation of our city's economy. Diversity is the foundation of this community. And it's often said that what starts here in the East Bay changes the course of this country. So many transformative social movements started here in Oakland and in the East Bay. And I think about the Black Panther movement, the fight for civil rights, the fight against unjust wars, to divest from apartheid South Africa. Many of those movements started here in Oakland. And so our diversity and our commitment to social action and social change is the foundation of who we are as a community. And I have to say that as a policymaker in Sacramento, I deeply value the important role that ethnic media plays in not just communicating with our diverse state, but also as a critical part of our democracy. Freedom of speech is essential to who we are as a country, but we know that freedom of speech is under attack now in the United States. And so the role of ethnic media in speaking to diverse communities and lifting up the work that's being done and helping break down the barriers between government and our communities is so essential. And for me, ethnic media has played an important role in my family's life, particularly the role of Spanish-speaking media as a way to help connect my family to current events and what's happening in the world. And it was those stories, those experiences that inspired me at a young age to dedicate my life to fight for social change, fight for the most vulnerable people in our community. And I continue that fight in the California State Senate, fighting for our immigrant communities at a very difficult time. And I want to lift up the work that ethnic media is doing to really shine a light on the attacks that are happening in our immigrant communities here in California. It's unconscionable that in the United States in 2025, we're a nation of immigrants, that we have mass secret police that are storming into our communities and snatching people and throwing them into unmarked vans and deporting them to countries, some of which they've never even been to, and legal citizens who have been assaulted and arrested unjustly by federal immigration authorities. But here in California, we're going to push back, and you are part of that effort. You're part of that movement to stand for the dignity and the human rights of all people, regardless of their citizenship status. You are essential in communicating with those immigrant communities about what their rights are, communicating about why it's important that people speak out, and know that we are fighting with you in the struggle for human rights in California. Part of what we've been focused on this year is not just responding to the impact of the new administration, but helping strengthen our patchwork of laws and protections for immigrant communities in California. And I was very honored to author a bill that the governor signed, now the law of California, to protect our hospitals and healthcare spaces from immigration enforcement. It's incredible that our schools and our churches and our hospitals are now fair game for ICE to come and to arrest people. But here in California, we're saying no way. Our schools are going to be safe spaces, our hospitals are going to be safe spaces, our government buildings are going to be safe spaces. And as I said, over the past few months, thanks to you, we've heard of stories of federal immigration agents entering hospitals and creating dangerous situations that are putting patients and frontline healthcare staff at risk. And much of the reporting and scoops is on such stories that comes from local journalists like you. And the reporting that was done on this topic helped support the effort to pass my bill, Senate Bill 81, which is now being implemented throughout the state of California. I want to lift up another related law that we were able to move forward, SB 627, to say that law enforcement should not wear masks or conceal their identity in the course of conducting federal immigration or local law enforcement. And once again, it's the frontline stories that you're reporting about what's happening in Southern California and Central Valley and communities throughout the state of California that really shed a light on what's happening and why we need these laws to ensure accountability and to protect our communities, to really center public safety in what we do. We've seen countless times of how unidentified armed agents have taken people off the streets into unmarked vans. We need accountability and transparency to prevent acts of violence. It's the work that journalists have done to document such incidents that have been important in presenting the case for why we need laws like this to protect our communities. And just to put this in context, many of you may have read just today, it was reported that the FBI is now telling ICE and telling federal agents that they should identify themselves, that they should not conceal their identity, because people have been pretending to be federal officials to engage in criminal activity. So I think that just reinforces the reporting that you're doing, shedding light on what's happening, ensuring that we have accountability and oversight. So there is a direct and important relationship between what you do and what we do to help effectuate change to protect our Californians. The media is often described as the fourth estate due to its critical role in keeping government in check. And it's why the media is often one of the first targets of authoritarian regimes and those who refuse to be held accountable for their actions. I don't need to tell you that many of the groups that Trump despises, journalists are one of them. Especially those who are good at their jobs, who aren't afraid to ask tough questions. And what we've witnessed over the past year with the erosion of press access to our federal government is concerning. At a time when our military is conducting extrajudicial airstrikes, the Pentagon is restricting media outlets from having access. We've seen agencies blocked just because they've reported the truth that Trump doesn't like people to know about, or even just calling Mexico. I recognize that it can be a tough time to be a journalist, and more people are getting their news from social media, which has its own way of creating their own realities that don't match the journalistic standards that one would expect to be honest, fair, and impartial. Declining readership and declining revenue has caused many media outlets to cut jobs or to shutter altogether. Yet despite all this, many small minority and independent media outlets push on, and in some cases have expanded in recent years. And I want to lift up the $15 million investment that we were able to secure in the state budget to support media fellowships for small independent media outlets, something that we hope to sustain and continue in the coming years as well. You know how important you are to push back against fake news and report the truth and to lift up the diverse stories of so many people in our state. And I'll leave you with a story about why this work is so important in connecting with our ethnic communities. During the COVID-19 pandemic, I was honored to serve as the mayor of Berkeley. We saw nationwide that our African American and Latinx communities were the most impacted by the COVID-19 virus. And when the vaccines became available, they were less likely to receive them. Frontline healthcare workers, people working to support their families, were the ones who were contracting and dying from this virus. So for me, as a mayor, I had a responsibility to navigate the reality that because of historic harms that government policies had created distrust between groups about whether to access life-saving vaccines. So while we did the work to bring our healthcare providers together, it was the role of our ethnic media and the role of our community-based organizations that was essential in spreading the word about why this is important for people to protect themselves and protect their communities. So the media played a role in this. They helped spread the message about the safety and efficacy of vaccines in a world where so much misinformation and conspiracies are spreading, certainly now due to the new Secretary of Health and Human Services. If it was not for media reports and highlighting the benefits, the safety and efficacy of vaccines and dispelling these myths, I'm certain that the consequences of the pandemic would have been far more worse and far more inequitable. So the work that you do is vital to supporting the communities that you report on. We need more people and organizations like you to be more connected and engaged to ensure that the different perspectives and opinions of our diverse California are heard. And so I'm committed to working with you to not just provide financial support, but to work with you to support policy to lift up the voice of our ethnic media to make sure that the diversity of California is front and center, and that we're connecting with our diverse communities to make them stronger and to make California better. So I hope you'll find this expo informative and an opportunity to connect with one another. I want to congratulate all the nominees and winners, and thank you to the many sponsors, including PG&E, who made this event possible. And thank you for the essential work you do to help strengthen our democracy at a time that's under attack. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much to all the speakers, and thanks to all of you for being a part of this important conversation about why high touch still